That day, when I truly understood what victory meant, everything changed. I realized it wasn't about that final moment of triumph, not about the applause and glory. Real victory, it hides in those moments no one sees. At 4 a.m. when the city still sleeps. In those workouts when your muscles scream to stop. In those long runs when your lungs are burning and your legs are shaking. In these moments, you face your deepest fears and doubts. You stand at a crossroads, push forward or give up. And it's in these very moments that true victory takes shape. It lives in those lonely nights of discipline. When others are enjoying life, you choose to persist. It exists in those moments when facing seemingly impossible goals. Instead of backing down, you choose to lean in. I understood that every day on the path to victory is made up of these seemingly small but crucial choices. If you can conquer yourself in every opportunity, become more resilient with every challenge, failure will never break you. Because true victory isn't when they place the gold medal around your neck, but in those moments without applause. When it's just you, wrestling with your own limits, breaking through barriers again and again. This is the truth about victory I discovered. There's something most people don't understand about success. It's not just about physical strength or talent. It's about what happens in those 24 hours when you're alone with your thoughts. Your mind is like a constant battlefield. Every hour, every minute, your brain is talking to you, trying to pull you in different directions, attempting to convince you to take the easier path. Sometimes it whispers doubts, sometimes it screams for comfort. I've learned that the greatest battle isn't fought in the gym. It's not on the field or in the office. It's in the quiet moments when your mind tries to negotiate with your goals. When it says, maybe tomorrow, or you've done enough. This is where champions are separated from dreamers. You see, anyone can have a dream. But not everyone can control their mind long enough to achieve it. You have to become the master of your thoughts, the commander of your internal dialogue. If you can't control your own mind, if you can't direct your thoughts toward your goals, if you can't silence the voice of doubt and fear, then it's over before it begins. But here's the power you hold. You get to decide where your mind goes. You get to choose which thoughts to follow. You get to tell your brain exactly where you want to go, and how you're going to get there. This is the real battlefield. This is where victory begins. In the quiet moments. In the internal conversations. In the daily choices your mind makes. Master this, and you've mastered everything. You know what's the biggest misconception most people have about motivation? They think motivation is some kind of permanent state. Like it's a perpetual motion machine, just put in batteries and it'll run forever. But honestly, that's just fooling yourself. Let me tell you a harsh truth. Motivation is as changeable as the weather. Today you might feel like you could lift the entire gym and take it home. Tomorrow you might not even want to get out of bed. And that's normal, everyone's like that. You want to know what really successful people do? They've learned to keep moving forward even without motivation. Yeah, that's right, that I really don't want to move, but I'm going to do it anyway, state. Many people are always waiting for the right moment. I'll go to the gym when I feel like it. I'll start when I feel better. I'll do it when I'm motivated. Let's be honest, that's just making excuses. You don't need all the stars to align. You just need to start right now. I'll tell you this, the most powerful ability isn't maintaining motivation. It's being able to act when motivation is gone. That's what real masters do. Nobody stays at their peak forever. But you can train yourself to keep moving forward even in the valleys. It's like running in the rain. Not because you love getting wet, but because your goals. Honestly, giving up is the easiest thing in the world. I'm tired. I don't want to go. Let's skip today. Maybe tomorrow. I bet everyone has said these words. Because giving up is just that simple. As easy as pressing a TV remote. But let me tell you something interesting. Yesterday, I gave everything I had in training. And got nothing in return, saw no progress at all. Want to know what I'm doing today? I'm going to do the same thing. but even harder. That's the hardest part. It's not about giving up when you fail. It's about getting nothing in return, yet still choosing to move forward. You want to know what real grinding is? It's giving 100% every single day. Finding yourself in the same spot, but still firmly believing in your heart. I'm trying, I'm working, I'm not giving up. It's like walking in the dark. You can't see the path ahead, but you know, if you just keep walking, you'll eventually find the light. People often ask me, why push so hard? Truth is, it's not because I love suffering. It's because I know the most worthwhile things are often found at the end of the hardest roads. Remember, easy choices bring temporary comfort. Hard choices bring lasting change. When you feel like giving up, ask yourself, do I really want to stop here? Just one step away, and I'm quitting. This isn't about being strong. It's about being stubborn. Stubborn enough to take another step, no matter what comes your way. Because in the end, it's not the naturally gifted who win. It's those who refuse to give up. Let me tell you a truth about limits. Especially for those in their prime years. This might be the most important lesson to consider. Here's what I often advise. While you still have the capacity, explore where your true limits lie. This isn't about proving anything. It's about understanding yourself. Want to know what you're capable of? Test yourself. How long can you maintain intense focus? How far can your willpower take you? Where do your actual limits lie? This process won't be comfortable, but it's a necessary journey. Like a craftsman needs to understand his tools, you need to understand the boundaries of your capabilities. When you find these answers, you can better plan your path forward, knowing when to push full force and when to make measured adjustments. This isn't about chasing limits for their sake, but finding a sustainable balance point. Like calibrating a precision instrument, you need to know its optimal operating conditions. Remember, today's challenges become tomorrow's standards. Today's limits will determine future starting points. This process will teach you, not every effort requires maximum exertion, but you must know where your maximum lies. So when opportunity comes, you know exactly what cards you hold. Finally, this isn't about breaking records. It's about understanding yourself, establishing your own rhythm, finding your sustainable path forward. You know what's the most interesting moment in training? It's not when you reach your goal, but when your brain starts playing tricks on you. It always goes like this. Hey, my knee feels a bit off. This set feels particularly heavy. I'm not in great shape today. Sounds reasonable, right? I do this all the time. But one day it hit me. These were all traps I set for myself. When summer started, I made myself a training plan. It wasn't just some random notes. It was a promise to myself. The funny thing is, once you really get this, everything becomes simple. Not because training gets easier, but because you have fewer choices. Like yesterday, when my brain started this game again, I just laughed and told myself, alright, enough talk, keep going. There's no profound philosophy here. It's just that simple. What you promised yourself to do, just do it. Will it hurt? Of course. Will it be uncomfortable? Absolutely. But that's what makes it interesting, isn't it? Because in the end, you haven't just completed your training. You've won that conversation with yourself. And that feeling, that feels damn good. That feeling of talking to yourself is special. Especially when you realize 99% of training is done alone. Not because I particularly enjoy solitude, but because real change often happens when no one is watching. In the gym at 4 a.m. Just me and my shadow. On the dark track. Nothing but the sound of breathing. In these moments, thoughts become crystal clear. No one talking. No one interrupting. Just a dialogue between you and your goals. In these moments of solitude, in these quiet conversations, I meet my truest self. No audience. No applause. No one cheering you on. Just you and your promises. Slowly, this solitude becomes strength. Because you no longer depend on external validation. No longer need others' encouragement. You learn to move forward in darkness. Learn to persist in silence. This feeling. Can't say I like it or hate it. But it makes you stronger. Because you know, no matter what happens, you can handle it alone. Eventually you understand. True strength isn't about never needing help, but about being able to move forward, even when help isn't there. Those moments that make you stronger were never comfortable. Think about it. Your greatest achievements in life. Which one came from your comfort zone? Those late nights at work. Training in the rain. Persisting through hunger. Standing firm through exhaustion. Every breakthrough comes with discomfort. Every growth springs from challenge. Sometimes I look back at those hardest days. Interesting thing is, those very days shaped who I am today. Not because pain itself has value, but because in overcoming pain, you discover your strength. Like muscles, they only grow under pressure. Like willpower, it only strengthens against resistance. When you start embracing discomfort, when you learn to find opportunity in difficulty, you'll discover that the challenges that once made you retreat have become your best teachers. Finally, you understand. Comfort is a temporary reward. But discomfort is an eternal gift. Because it pushes you to constantly surpass yourself. Everything worthwhile is up the hill. This isn't some motivational talk. It's the simplest truth. Health requires consistent exercise. Knowledge demands continuous learning. Skills need repeated practice. Success requires step-by-step climbing. No one accidentally walks uphill. Just like no one accidentally becomes strong. Each step demands more strength. Each step leaves you breathless. Each step tempts you to stop. But each step makes you stronger. Interestingly, when you really start climbing, you'll find fewer people around you. Not because they aren't capable, but because uphill is hard. But it's this very difficulty that makes reaching the peak meaningful. It's this persistence that makes the journey precious. On the uphill path, there are no shortcuts. No elevators to ride. Just one step after another. But with each step, your vision expands a little more. With each move forward, you get a bit closer to your goal. Finally, you'll discover that the most worthwhile views are always at the end of the uphill road.
Push through enough pain, and you'll find glory on the other side. This isn't some pretty motivational quote. It's the truth from the battlefield. Everyone wants success. Everyone craves breakthrough. But those who make it to the end are often the ones willing to endure more. More pain, more setbacks, more obstacles, more failures. Sounds cruel, but these are the rules of the game. Growth was never meant to be comfortable. Breakthrough always comes with a price. But here's the interesting part. When you've truly been through it all, when you've survived those tough moments, everything starts to feel different. Those challenges that once made you retreat now feel like warm-ups. Those difficulties that once scared you have become your best training partners. Because, you know, on the other side of pain, at the end of the struggle, there's glory waiting for you. This isn't about talent. It's not about luck. It's about who can hold on longer, who can endure more. The final truth is simple. To be different, you must do what others won't. That's the price, and that's the glory.